Happy Monday, everyone. Here I am back with my Monday moves and my favorite orange ball. Remember, these moves are to encourage you to take breaks in your day, to release tension and set new intentions. So today, I'm going to show you a little, hopefully it'll be short series of moves on the orange ball that will get each part of your spine moving in many different directions. Definitely it's going to be shorter than I would do in a class, but it will at least help you get that lubrication to your joints. Remember, motion is the lotion for your joints, so you must move your body in order to stay healthy. So I'm just going to go through them. Please think of these as really releasing tension, not as exercises today, and focus on breath more than work, and try to just listen to my cues and feel good when you're done. Okay, so I'm going to get started over here, and I'm going to take the ball, and I'm actually going to place it behind my back, my upper back, right between my scapula, and my knees are going to be bent, and I'm going to have my hands behind my head. Of course, always be careful with your body. Know your limits, please, and where you can go if this doesn't feel good to your shoulders. You could move down, right? But maybe this just isn't the move for you. You could just watch for now. All right, so I'm going to try and keep my lower part of my spine in a nice stable position, hopefully neutral. I'm going to take my hands and support my head, and I'm just going to lean back over the ball. And if all you did was this part of the move and took some good, nice, deep breaths, that would be enough, actually. You could just sit here. It actually feels, if it doesn't feel bad, it feels really good. So breathing this way, and of course I'm not actually doing the breath as well as I would if I wasn't talking, but as you inhale in this position, it actually encourages that breath to be pushed more to the back of your diaphragm or rib cage and to the sides of your rib cage, which is really filling those areas that don't get used as much during just normal regular breath. So just practice that, just breathing a few times, inhaling. And as you exhale, maybe gently engage your abdominals, like your pelvic floor, if you know what that is. Just pull your belly button in. And again, inhale, just expand. Feel that expansion. And as you exhale, just gentle bit of contraction through your abdominal area. Now we're sort of in a passive extension type position with our upper spine, and we're going to move into some flexion. So I'm going to use my breath to sort of try to guide me, and I'm just going to start here with my inhale, and as I exhale, I'm just going to gently tuck my chin, and then I'm going to try to curl my spine up and off the ball. Now as I inhale, I'm going to let that expansion take me back again. And I'm just going to keep going a little quicker. Exhale, curling up. Of course, I can't breathe the way I really would want to as I'm talking, but what I notice in people as they do this move, including myself, is it's pretty challenging to flex the upper part of the spine. A lot of us are very flat in that area, so don't worry about how big you make it and try and pull on your neck to get there. Just try to move the spine, right? The upper part of your spine. So I'm trying to use my abdominals a little bit more, but I also don't necessarily want you guys to think about this as a big exercise, right? Right now. We're trying to release tension and set new intentions. So moving our spine as we do that. Okay, so that was a little bit of extension and flexion of the upper spine. Now, I'm going to lift up and come to as best neutral as I can without seeing myself. The head alignment is always kind of the hardest here. So I'm trying to keep my head right in line with my spine and also keep a good neutral position here. Now I'm going to go into just a side bend. So I might turn a little bit for you guys. Okay, so on the side bend, I'm just taking the elbow to the same side hip. I'm not trying to flex my spine. I'm just trying to side bend. So if I inhale, come center, and then exhale, I'm going to bend the other way. I'm using my core and hip stability to keep my hips still, so I can feel a little crunch on this side and a little stretch on the other side. Right? And even if you don't feel a lot, just try to imagine your spine curving, right? Like it's bending like a rainbow. Okay? Inhale through center, exhale, bend. Okay, I'm going to stop there for sake of time. Okay, now I'm going to go into some rotation. Now if you needed a break, right, just kind of hold your head a little more supportive and stop for a minute before you go into the next. But you want to be in, as close to neutral as you can for this next one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my upper spine. So thinking from about my rib cage, right? I'm going to use my obliques a little bit. And I'm just going to rotate my spine, right? My hips again are pretty still. And then I would inhale through center and I would exhale, rotate. Now, obviously, I have a little bit, it's different on each side. It probably is for most people. Don't worry about that. Just try to move your spine, right, into that rotation. I'm having to adjust the ball a little bit, like move on it. It kind of moves away from me. Exhale as you twist, and inhale as you come center. I'm just going to do one more. Twist, and then come center. All right, now I'm going to take the ball away. We're going to move your lower spine. We're going to work on the lower spine now. Just doing a hip roll. I think I've done this one on my Instagram page, Christy Guadalupe on Instagram. All right, so a hip roll. I just got the ball between my knees, and now I'm going to move my lower part of my spine. So I'm going to tuck my tail and not jam my back into the mat, but just try to roll through my spine. Then I have to use my glutes. I'm going to roll my hips up. I'm gently squeezing the ball. I'm not overly squeezing it. And then I'm going to move back down, pushing from the upper part of my spine, then trying to articulate through my whole spine until I get my pelvis back down onto the mat. So my breath would probably be exhale, roll up, and inhale to roll down. But you can use whatever breath you want. You could even roll up on an exhale. You could hold there for an inhale, which feels kind of nice. If you get your glutes really working, you can feel this stretch. And then you could use another exhale to roll down, trying to push through each part of your spine. So I'm just going to do one more, right? I really love hip rolls, so it loosens up the low part of the spine. It's really good if you sit a lot in your day. So I'm only going to do one more now, but I'd probably do many on a normal day or any other time. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Now I'm just going to turn onto my side and do a nice gentle side bend. Okay, so I'm going to stick this ball right on my waist as best I can. And then this hand is down and flat on the ground because I am going to use that hand a little bit. I'm going to keep the top leg straight and the bottom leg bent. Now again, I may have showed you guys some of these moves before. Just ignore it. This is a series now, okay? So you can take a nice inhale, even if you just stayed here and took some breaths. That'd be awesome, right? That's a great way to stretch if that's all you want to do today, right? But I'm going to inhale, and then as I exhale, I'm just going to push up into a little side bend, right? And then I'll inhale and lower down, right? It's strictly just another side bend. We did it with our backs on the ball. Remember I had my back on the ball, my hands behind my head? Same thing, just another side bend. Lifting up. Okay, for sake of time again, I'm just going to do one more. Lifting up. I would use my exhale and inhale to lower down. Okay, now I will go to the other side and do about 4 of them on the other side, but now I'm going to show you another way to get some extension in your spine. So remember I was on the ball, leaning back. That was sort of a passive extension. This is a little bit more work, but not a lot. So you take this ball And you're in this, I kind of think this is called thread the needle in some yoga or some exercise form. I've got a 90 degree, hit the degrees of angle in my hip and my knee. And my arms are reaching way out in front. And I like to call this similar to the Chaturanga move in yoga, but way easier and way better in my mind, right? So I'm now up in extension. I can feel a stretch. I'm just gonna push back into like a downward dog type stretch. So I would use inhale to kind of scoot myself forward. The ball is now under my pelvis. And then exhale, I'm gonna pull my abdominals in just so I don't get lazy, right? And let my back arch too much. I'm gonna just do one more, pushing up into that nice stretch. Inhale, exhale, pulling my abdominals in a little bit and sitting back. Okay, I'm gonna quickly turn over to the other side, do my 4 side bends on this side, right? Same thing, I'm inhaling a nice stretch, and then as I exhale, I'm just gonna lift up to a side bend. Inhale. The great thing about Pilates, or one of the great things, is there's so many different things that you're working in each exercise, right? So, for example, this isn't a super hard side bend, right? But I'm actually using a nice stabilizer muscle right here as I'm just gently sliding my arm. So I've got my serratus working just a little bit, which is a great stabilizer. And then, of course, a little oblique. And even maybe some hip stabilizers, right? Okay, so that was a side bend. I'm going to do one more thing here. And this is, or maybe 2. This is a variation of a move in Pilates called the saw. So usually this sitting position is challenging for most people. You can sit on a bolster, a pillow, a block, whatever, right? If you feel super tight and you can't sit up straight, okay, because you do want to sit up straight. I'm just going to take my right hand, so it's a variation of the saw, remember. My left hand is going to be out in front, and then I'm just going to twist and turn this hand, and I'm going to push this ball out. Now, I'm going to kind of pulse 3 times with that push, but I'm trying to anchor this side of my hip as I do this, right? Remember, you don't have to do all of these, but if you did this little series, it would take you maybe, what, 10 minutes? I don't know. I don't know how long. But not long, and maybe once you start moving, it'll feel so good, you'll just want to keep going. So I use my exhales for these little pulses, right? Inhale, I lift up, and then exhale, little pulses. 2, 3, it's a great stretch, okay? That was a variation of the saw in Pilates. Now this is a variation of spine stretch forward, which I'm just now really trying to move my upper spine again into flexion. So I'm just going to push that ball out, and it's as if I'm lifting myself up and over something that's right here. So I'm not just leaning into that stretch, I'm really working my abs. And then I'm just going to sit up tall. I'll just do a couple more. Exhale as you press that ball out, lift through your abdominal area, stretching the hamstrings hopefully, and then lifting up. Inhale. One more time, exhale. And then inhale, just lifting up. Okay, so I don't know how short that was. I don't have the time on it, but it wasn't too long, I'm sure you agree. And just do parts of that or all of it, whatever you feel like doing, to take some breaks in your day, hopefully more than just one a day, hopefully multiple. And it just makes you feel better, you feel a little looser, hopefully you can set some new intentions because you're less tense. All right, and I would love for you guys to join me in a class. Remember, every Thursday at 3:15, I have an essential level Pilates class. It is always free your first time. Go to yourbodypilates.net and register, sign up, or just message me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.